No matter how hard you try to move on, the narcissist keeps dragging you back into their web. And in your mind, you're like, I'm done. Just let me go. And it doesn't happen. And there's a reason for this. One major reason. This is something that you're facing right now. Watch this video. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. In quite an emotional video, I'm going to be talking about why the narcissist can't let you go. The thing is, I know subconsciously also there's part of you that doesn't want to let them go either. But you realize, my friends, you realize that this is something that is not healthy, that is not going to go anywhere, and it is damaging. And I feel like that's one of the hardest realizations. But I think it makes it even harder when this person is not giving you peace, when they are not letting you go, when they are not allowing you to move forward. And this makes it so challenging and so difficult. But I'm going to talk about why they are not letting you go. And I feel like when you understand the concept of why this person is not allowing you to move forward, to kind of have your own life back, to be you again, it's going to change the dynamic. It's going to change things for you. So this is why I wanted to make this video and know that you are more powerful than you think. This person, okay, they need you in their life, not the other way around. You might feel like you're the one that needs them or that wants them, or you're having such a hard time moving on because of the trauma bond, because of there not being any closure. But there is a reason why this person is not allowing you to move forward. And I'm going to talk about this in the video. The first thing that you really need to know about this whole situation is that they need control over you. And the reason why is it all boils down to one thing. And this thing is called the attachment disorder. And what I mean by that, it's all about attachments. It's all about how you attach, how you bond to someone. Now, we know that a narcissist is unable to bond and attach in a healthy way. They do attach and they do bond, but in a very, very dysfunctional way. All right. So whilst they can't attach onto you in a healthy way, they also can't detach from you in a healthy way, which is why you are left in this dynamic, in this situation. What they feel, okay, throughout all of this, all right, is that you belong to them. It's almost like you're an object. It's almost like you're their property, okay? So it's about them feeling that they have control over you because you're an object or you're a belonging. When you have a belonging or an object, you don't bond to them. You don't bond to it, right? It's an object, okay? Like this mic here. It's an object. I'm not bonded to it. I'm not attached onto my mic. So it's kind of like they are detached from you, but they feel like they own you. And that is the difference. When you own something, you control it. I've plugged this mic in, you know, and I know that when I'm talking to you, it's going to give me results, that my voice is going to sound clear, that you're going to be able to hear me properly. So I know through this object that it's going to give me a service. It's going to give me an outcome. Now relay this to the narcissist. If the narcissist owns you, they are in control of you. So if they're in control of you, they can manipulate you in any way that they want or that they feel is right. And then they're going to get their desired or perceived outcome because they own you and they manipulate the way in which you behave and the way that you feel so that they get this desired outcome. That is the control. That is literally what I'm talking about. And that is what they want. That is what they need. So it's not the fact that they love you so much, they want to be in this relationship with you, and they don't want to let you go. That's not what we're talking about here, my friends. This is purely about them owning you. It's called objectification in psychology. So they objectify people because this is them unable to bond to you, unable to have a secure, safe attachment with you. Can't do it. And this is why a lot of us do actually suffer this trauma bond, because we're traumatically bonded to this person because of the ups and downs, the push and pull dynamic, okay, that is going on here, the runner-chaser dynamic that's going on here. And that is why we can't bond to them as well, because it's very traumatic. So we know that this attachment, this bond is very problematic. Also added to the fact of that is that you're their source of validation. When you have someone who is so preoccupied, so obsessed with getting outward validation, they're not going to want to let that go because That is their source. They're getting something from you. So can you see, I don't really want to let this mic go because I know that it's giving you a clear sound. So I don't want to let this go. Relay it to the narcissist. They don't want to let you go because you're giving them something. This mic is giving me something, that you are giving something to the narcissist. And you see that the power dynamic here is unbalanced because actually you're the one that they need. They can't actually let that go because you are so powerful. They need you. And that is the issue here. So when someone craves validation because they feel so bad about themselves, they've got this negative narrative that's going on inside of their head. So they're going to need you to give that to them, or other things, other people to keep. So can you see how they need lots and lots of people around them to basically give them that validation when they've got that negative narrative in their head going on and on, round and round, like a washing machine in their head? They're going to need that from somebody else to give that to them, to kind of like stop this thought process, but also to make them feel good. If you are making them feel good, why are they going to want to let you go? They're not going to want to let you go because you're giving them something. You're providing a service, so to speak, like this mic, providing me a service. You are providing them a service. Again, this is all about objectification. Also, added to the fact of this, they've got a huge, huge core wound, the fear of abandonment. So if you're leaving, if you're going, they're going to hate this, even if they're the ones that have walked away, even though the ones that have said that they don't want this. You see, can you like see how this does not make sense? They're still going to have the fear of abandonment because someone has left, someone has gone. They don't feel important enough. You're not on their mind anymore. This person is not giving them validation anymore. So that is why this is triggering their core wound at the heart of it. The thing is, they push people away with their behavior, but at the core of it, they are terrified of someone walking away from them. Again, it's all about being validated, feeling like they belong, feeling like someone has their back, like someone cares about them. Even though they're not able to show this back to you, they care about the fact that you are going, that you are not going to be giving them this attention, this kindness anymore. And this makes them feel awful. This is why they keep pressing your buttons, keep prodding you in that way, trying to see if they can still get some sort of a reaction out of you, whether it's positive or negative. They're going to keep trying it. And I know this does not make sense at all. I know, even as I'm saying this to you, like I know this is not making sense, but if we overlook this, and if your primary goal, okay, is all about being validated, being important, because this is, again, something that they didn't have in childhood. They were made out to be ignored, that they were not validated. Even the ones where their parents or their caregiver, they were giving them, showering them lots of attention, but they were never allowed to be themselves. In either case, not having enough attention or having too much, they were never allowed to be themselves. So their real selves, they don't even know who that is. They don't know what that is. So they were never accepted as they are. So this is why they are wanting this attention, because they're playing up to that role, because ultimately that's what it is. They're not their authentic selves, but they are playing up to a role so that they can get the validation. Also, as I was talking before, the push and pull dynamic, the narcissist is also tied into this as well. So it's the runner chaser. So every time you chase, they run. Every time they chase, you run, but then you come back. So it's this cycle, this push and pull, where they are invested in it. This is how they know how to relate to another person. So by you walking away and going no contact, or them going no contact, what this is doing is reigniting this push and pull dynamic. But it's even more prominent when it's you, because they know that they're not in control of this situation, because ultimately you are, because you've walked away, you've said, like, you've given them a clear message that, like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So they know that they are not the ones that can decide whether you come back or whether you go. But you see, this is what gives them a lot of fear. It triggers their wounds. And ultimately, again, they're not in control. And what it does do is it keeps you in a state of confusion. So again, you don't know where you stand in all of this. But this is where you need to take control of the situation. No one is in control of you. They can't control you. You mustn't give them that power. This is where you've got to think, I'm not having this, like, what, someone telling me what I can do, someone trying to control my moves, my mood, the way that I am, my behavior. No. This is where you are in control of it. You decide whether you want to engage in this dynamic or whether you don't. And for those of you, you probably are going to say, no, I don't want to do this. So this is where you take the control back and you rise in your power and think to yourself, you know what? I've had enough of this. I don't want to be in this. But this is where you have to go no contact or limited contact or grey rocking, because you're still in contact with this person. You're still looking at their social media. You're still messaging. You're still calling. You're still answering their calls. This means that you're still in the game. And that's what it is. It's a game, my friends. It's an emotional and psychological game that they are engaging in, because again, they're still prodding you. They're pressing your buttons, trying to get something from you. So it's ultimately you just pulling back and thinking, do I want to play this? Do I want to do that? Because believe me, they can play the long game. This can carry on for many months, years, and decades even. And many of us are in this dynamic. And as you can see, the narcissist will have lots of other people around them, okay, who they are in this dynamic with, okay? And these people don't see it. They don't know. The fact that you do, that means that you have stepped out of this game. You've gained awareness and self-actualization, and you're thinking, something is not right here. I don't want to keep playing this game. And this is where I need you to stay in that mindset and think, no, I'm not playing this anymore, because this is how you move on. There is no way of talking to this person to try and work it out, for them to even hear what you're saying and to hear your point of view. That's not what's going on here. And this doesn't happen. You know this. You know this. So ultimately, this is about you stepping back and making a decision and sticking to it. Look, what I do want to say is that you're not alone in this journey, but understanding why this person still wants to remain in your life. And I know it's not one of those things that we would do, like to ignore someone or to kind of just reject someone. Because yeah, sure, we're good people. We don't want to do that. And we don't do that. It feels bad. But what you're dealing with is someone who doesn't understand you, doesn't understand your boundaries, and doesn't understand literally human behavior, okay? They don't understand that you need space, that you need time. They don't want to give you that because, again, it's all on their terms. It's all about what they want. So how can you communicate with someone like that when they are not listening to what you are saying? And ultimately, that is what you need to remember. There isn't a way of talking about it and going forward. So if you are in a dynamic like this, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box below for more details. I also go live on this channel every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. UK time. So I hope that you can join. If you have liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.